Welcome, Interpersonal Communication Scholars. Let's learn how to navigate our Canvas course. You likely know that all courses are set up differently, so this should help you know what to expect so that you can be as successful as possible in our class. We'll focus on some of the do's and don'ts and then take a brief tour of some aspects of the class. Starting with the do's and don'ts. You'll definitely want to know what's assigned and associated deadlines, so we highly recommend that you print out the course schedule and keep it where you can check it frequently. You'll find it in Unit 0 as well as on Canvas's syllabus page. Plan to get into our Canvas course often. The home or front page changes every week and has important information on it. If you are accessing Canvas via the Canvas app, you'll have to make an effort to look at the home page. Don't forget that our course has content, readings, video lectures, etc., as well as assignments. So don't just look for the assignments. You are expected to go through the modules, every page. Yes, there's a lot of text and redundancy, but that's because we are trying to answer your questions before you ask them. Speaking of these modules, don't get put off by their size. The Let's Talk pages should be fairly easy to read and, I think, very interesting and applicable to your personal and professional life. We'll look at a module as part of our tour later in this video. Please make sure you understand the assignments. There is a lot of information explaining each type of assignment: journals, pre-test, post-test, self-assessment surveys, etc. Check that before contacting someone with questions. In terms of quizzes on the course content, don't stress too much. You have multiple attempts for each quiz. The highest grade stays in the gradebook, and you can use your notes and the textbook. And the exams pull from the same quiz question banks. Take advantage of the resources provided. Don't forget to check the extra modules at the bottom of the module page, where you can find extra credit options and some tips and tricks. All this work is for naught if we can't communicate. So check the announcements and look at the comments made on your assignments. Our communication methods is a stop on our upcoming tour too. Understand that this is a communication class, and we want you to feel comfortable talking with your professor. We want to help you to succeed, so please contact us with any questions. Okay, tour time. We have 3 stops to make: the front or home page, 2 words for the same thing, how modules are designed, and some information about communication methods. You already know that our course homepage changes every week. If you are using a computer, the homepage is front and center as soon as you enter our course. However, if you are using the Canvas app on your phone or tablet, you'll have to click the home button near the top of the screen. Not checking the home page is an easy way to get confused and miss what is due for the week. So let's check the anatomy of a home page. If you are using a computer, you'll see the most recent announcements at the top. There are parts of the home page that you can easily skim, such as the introduction and the sign-off section, which is the same on every home page. What you really want to pay attention to is this section in the middle that tells you the content and assignments for the week. The home page that I'm showing you is for an 8-week class where we are covering multiple units or modules every week. This one has 2 subunits of Unit 1 assigned for the week. The links will take you to where you need to go. As this week covers multiple modules, you will probably appreciate this summarization of assignments section, which tells you all of the assignments due across all of the assigned modules. I keep using the terms modules, units, and subunits almost interchangeably, which takes us to the next stop on our tour: explaining the modules. Modules is Canvas's term for a grouping of pages and assignments. You know how textbooks are often broken out into sections, like Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and then have multiple chapters in each section? Think of the modules as those chapters. Unlike textbooks, we can't nest our chapters into these parts, so we have to separate them out. In our case, we have a unit, like Unit 1, Introduction to Interpersonal Communication, that is composed of 4 subunits, or chapters. 1 or more subunits may be assigned in a single week, so again, pay attention to the course schedule and the front page. Each content unit, module, has an overview page telling you what is covered in the module, followed by the content, textbook readings, and video and written lectures. You'll also find the assignments listed, such as the discussions, quizzes, and other assignments. Again, it may look long, but don't let that put you off. Oh, and there are resource modules at the bottom of the page. That's where you will find the extra credit options and the tips and tricks module. Let's do a quick look, starting with a quick tip. You can collapse all of the modules or expand them all with this button on the top right of the module page. We'll go to Unit 1, which is composed of one overview and 4 content modules. We'll look a little closer at the third subunit, Unit 1.3. See? Overview page, content, and assignments. Remember that sometimes on those written lectures, you'll need to look at multiple tabs to get all of the content. And for most of the video lectures, you'll find an outline of the lecture that you can print out. Again, you are expected to start on the first module page and, by clicking the next button on the bottom lower right of the page, go through the module page by page. After you open each page, Canvas will note it with a check mark on the module page. So if you get interrupted or want to take a break, you can see where you stopped. Another tip, if you want to easily get back to the module listings, open the page in a new tab by right-clicking the link of the page you want to look at and choose Open in New Tab from the options that pop up. Then you can click on the New tab and then click back on the Module tab when you want to go back. Remember that there are resources at the bottom of the module page, extra credit, and tips and tricks. Our last tour stop is a quick one, communication methods. Remember voicemail? Someone can leave you a message, but if you don't check your messages, you won't get the information. We send messages to you through Canvas via announcements and assignment comments, but if you don't check them, you won't get them. So please set your notifications to receive our announcements and assignment comments. The recommendation is to get both announcements and assignment comments, as Canvas says, immediately. If you don't know how, do an internet search. And then, of course, you'll need to check them. You can also look at assignment comments when you check your grades. If we've left you a comment, you'll see an icon to the right of the assignment's possible points that, if you click, will expand so you can see what was written. And sometimes we'll give you feedback directly on a written assignment, which Canvas calls annotations. Again, a quick internet search can give you instructions on how to look at them. Okay, do's and don'ts and tour done. Now, to coin an old cliche, we should all be on the same page. Welcome to our class.